Delhi, we have Nilanjan Mukhopadhyay, who is author of Narendra Modi, The Man, The Times, and he's an expert on right-wing Indian politics. Welcome to you both. Thank you very much. As I said, it's a real shame that we're not joined by a member of the BJP party, but Rana, can I start with you? Because this is an issue that is much more than about the protein on somebody's plate in Uttar Pradesh.
Well, certainly, I think this is by appointing somebody like Yogi Adityanath as the Chief Minister of Uttar Pradesh, Narendra Modi, who has been talking about inclusive development, has made a resounding slap with all of us who've been fearing this kind of politics. Yogi Adityanath manifests everything which is right-wing nationalism, majoritarian Hindutva, especially with the kind of comments that was made by him in the past. Especially the cases that have been registered against him about, for instance, communal violence. Ever since he has come to power, I think the first few things that he has spoken about is a beef ban, and not just a beef ban, but also a meat and buffalo ban. He's also spoken about, about the temple, rebuilding of the contentious temple in Uttar Pradesh. There is a vigilante squad which he has set up for women and men to not meet in public spaces unless the cops are convinced that they are not a couple. I think we are returning to this regressive mode of Indian politics that we have seen in the past, and Narendra Modi, who had promised to take us to the path of development, has gone the regressive way, and we are back to right-wing nationalism.
All right, let's go to Nilanjan now. Do you agree with Rana, or do you think we're perhaps rushing to judgment? I mean, initially the Yogi's words were of inclusivity. They were quite conciliatory.
This is not exactly the start, but actually it's a continuing slide towards a kind of politics which is going to take quite some time to finally reach the final the goal which is there in the mind of a Hindu nationalist country. But coming back to what is happening within UP at the moment, I think it is understandable from the time the BJP came out in late January with a fairly Hindu nationalistic-centric election manifesto, which was quite a step aside from the earlier promise which Mr. Modi had made that he's going to contest the elections on a positive plank, that is of demonetization of the Indian currency and of the surgical strikes against Pakistan-based terrorists. So when they realized that a positive plank was not working, that is why they criticized certain internationalistic issues, of which stopping so-called illegal slaughterhouses was one of them, bringing about specifically set up police squads to stop so-called Rumours to woo girls, especially the Hindu girls. That was the second thing. Then BJP had also created a big campaign that Hindus were fleeing from Muslim-dominated villages. That is also going to be stopped. So by and large, the entire campaign, there was an attempt to polarize the electorate on a Hindu and Muslim basis. So Modi, in one of his very significant campaign-turning speeches, said that talked about graveyards and Hindu cremation grounds, said that if a government gives land to a graveyard, indicating that the previous government did pursue politics of appeasing Muslims. So thereby the other government should also provide land and other facilities for Hindu cremation ground. So there has been this constant attempt that Hindus are discriminated against, and his government is going to act in favor of the Hindus.
Rana, coming back to you, let's focus just for a moment then on this specific issue of what seem to be illegal abattoirs. Surely it's in the population of Uttar Pradesh's interest to have high standards of hygiene and a robust licensing system for the production of their meat.
Absolutely, but here in this particular case, we're not just talking about license for abattoirs. Here in the garb of licensing, in the garb of shutting down illegal abattoirs, you have certain MLAs or representatives of the government who are called the fringe, actually making statement there that they're willing to kill anybody who slaughters a cow. There are meat shops which are being shut down on the guard of shutting down meat shops. The point is, when you start on something without a proper planning, I mean, in this particular case, nobody was given a warning. Even the meat traders, forget the beef traders, even the meat traders were not given a warning. So they have gone on an indefinite strike. What they do not understand is that in Uttar Pradesh, the meat business and the abattoir business provides livelihood to at least 20 lakh people. So, I mean, here is the government which talks about development, but the first thing it does when it comes to power is to shut down abattoirs, which it calls illegal, but it's also in a way generalizing on the entire problem rather than taking specific steps.
And Rana, I mean, the supreme irony must be that given the nature of the landslide, it was a massive landslide, wasn't it, with the BJP while in Uttar Pradesh. So that means that a good number of Muslims would have voted for the BJP platform.
Well, one cannot say with absolute confidence that Muslims would have voted for the Yogi-led government, but let's assume for the sake of argument that Muslims did vote for the BJP in Uttar Pradesh. I think instead of being humble in the victory, the Prime Minister, by appointing somebody like Yogi Adityanath, who has been known to make vitriolic statements against Muslims, has sent a signal that they do not really care about Muslims and minorities in Uttar Pradesh.
Okay.
It's very ironic. Yeah.
All right. Nilanjan, I saw you shaking your head earlier when I suggested that a large number of Muslims would have voted for the BJP in order to give it this massive landslide.